a symbol of faith, hope, and love. We do not burn but light the cross to signify that Christ is the light of the world and that his light destroys darkness. Fire purifies darkness.
Cross-lighting is a ritual forever associated with some of America's darkest days. But it's not ancient history, it's happening now in the backwoods of Mississippi.
God give us men, tall sun-crowned men, who will not flinch at duty who will not lie. Amen. Amen.
31-year-old Steve Howard is the imperial wizard of the North Mississippi White Knights of the Ku Klux Klan.
I'm just not a big fan of blacks in general. To me, they're just a thieving race, just a low race. That's just my opinion, and everybody's entitled to their opinion, but that's my opinion.
This hamburger ain't gonna be no count.
Which one?
This one? Unless you can save it, I can't save that.
We'll feed it to the dog, they'll love it.
Steve's Clavin, as it's known, meets once a month to plan activities and socialise.
What you see right here, that's pretty much what we do. We do good old Southern cooking, just a lot of good brothers get out here and just fellowship with people and just get to know one another.
It feels just like a regular barbecue, except for how often the conversation turns to race.
Yeah, I've heard a damn white girl, that's all she fucking dates. She's like, damn niggers treat them better than the white. I was like, what the fuck is that? Bullshit. Hell, you see
Not around here, they don't.
A damn a white woman, a fucking damn hoe, and a bitch, and every damn thing else. Dumbass nigger lover.
While their language is still crude, they say the Klan has changed.
Whenever the Klan is mentioned, that's pretty much what everybody looks back on, is what happened in the old days. This is a new deal. It's nothing like that. I mean, it's totally different.
What are the differences?
Probably the lynchings of people and stuff like that.
Murders, rapes, beatings and lynchings were once the KKK's preferred activities. It's hard to single out the worst of it, but the 1963 bombing of an Alabama church that killed 4 black girls in a Bible class was probably the most senseless tragedy.
A lot of organizations have a history of violence. That's one thing bad, not really bad, but I have to learn to accept it because I will never get people to think different of us.
Despite the KKK's vicious reputation, these Klansmen say that's all in the past.
We're not out here on the street, we're not out here gunning folks down, you know.
We're standing up for what our people, protecting our people, but we don't do violence in no ways, but we will not tolerate violence towards our people. That's not gonna happen. But we don't provoke violence in any way. We don't go out and messing with innocent. We don't look for it.
Steve's interest in the Klan began at an early age.
My mother rented a movie called Mississippi Burning, and she rented it and brought that home, and there was these guys with hoods on their heads, and I asked my mama, I said, Mama, who is that? And my mama told me, that's the Ku Klux Klan. I said, Mama, they're mean, but I like them.
The film tells the story of the brutal murders of 3 civil rights workers by the KKK in Mississippi. For Steve, it was like a recruitment ad.
I seen that movie when I was 8 years old, and I had a fascination with the Klan. I remember when I was coming up having dreams about the Klan. I would dream about them. And I would dream about having a church and nothing but robed Klansmen being in it, me being a preacher of it and stuff like that when I was 8, 9, 10, 11 years old. You know, I've always had a fascination with it.
The Klan's robes and hoods were originally designed to hide the members' identity, so they could attack without fear of reprisals.
The Klan always ties everything on the left side. Their belt, everything you do in the Klan on the left side.
But Steve Howard feels he has no reason to hide.
And that's pretty much how you do it, man. That's pretty much it.
What does it feel like when you're wearing it?
I always feel great when I put one on. It makes me feel like a superhero, you know. That's the way I feel. Makes me feel like a person, makes me feel like I belong to something. So that's how I feel usually. I enjoy wearing it. It means a lot to me.
It's estimated there are about 8,000 members of the Ku Klux Klan in America today. There's no national organisation. It's a network of small groups like Steve Howard's Clavin.
Hello, IU from Mississippi. We are the North Mississippi White Knights of the Ku Klux Klan. We are not here to place judgment on you or anybody else.
Let's go. Y'all ready? Let's do it. Let's go. Let's go.
We came here to wake up our people, to tell our people to stop hiding behind your door, to tell our people to stop being scared of their so-called black brothers and sisters.
Don't turn it on. Turn that off. That ain't it. Wrong one. Is it off? Yeah, it's on. All right.
I pray to the Lord. I get on my knees every day and I thank the Lord. Thank you, Lord, for making me a white man. Lord, I'm so glad I'm white. That is a blessing. I wouldn't want to be nothing but the white man. White is a beautiful color. It's awesome. I wouldn't want to be no race mixer.
I'd like to have us to have our own country and our own people, and that's what I would like for us to have our own place to live, separate from black people. Segregated but equal is the way I believe.
Walk around, have you black folks walk around there in pantyhose on your head. That's what I call it. Walk around with your pants falling down off your ass. Don't nobody want to see that. Pull your pants up. Don't nobody want to care about LaWanda and Shawanda and Shanae, who you had sex with last night. Don't nobody care about that. You AIDS infected, herpes carrying at the whole race.
I feel sometimes that it's hard to educate people. It's hard to make people change their mind. Most people have already formed an opinion on us, but until they get to know us and see how we truly are, but most people don't want to do that. They don't want to take the time to learn how we truly are.
That don't look right, man.
A true Klansman is supposed to love all people, help all people in a way.
There you go. Hey, you fit right in with your crowd, white. There you go. You ain't no white. I don't talk to race mixers, baby. I don't talk to race mixers, baby. You stay over there with your own kind, baby. We didn't come here to stir up trouble, Tishomingo County. We didn't come up here. We come up here to stand tall for our race and our people. Thank you, Iuka, Mississippi. White power! White power! White power! White power! White power! White power!
That's it, we're done.
The Klan is clearly not the object of fear it once was, and even their critics are more resigned than angry.
You don't see black people out here just mounting up to talk about and downrate white people. So you know, I don't feel that there was anything right about that, which it don't bother me.
A lot of these people out here, they are Klan. A lot of them, they're, you know, it's mainly all a white community. There's no blacks that live out here.
You have a lot of poverty in this certain part of Mississippi. Not a lot of industries, not a lot of jobs. We don't have a lot of crime up here in North Mississippi, and I would like to attribute a lot of that to the Ku Klux Klan, because the Klan is really strong up here now, more stronger up here than it is any other part of the state. It's really strong up here. I don't tolerate murder. I don't do murder. I don't kill people. But I have no problem in this world, and I have no problem saying this on this camera. I have no problem with taking somebody, tying them to a tree, and whipping them with a stick or something, whipping them, giving them old-fashioned whooping. I don't have a lick of problem doing that.
This right here, this is one of my favorite flags. It's always been one of my favorite flags, and this is called the 3rd National. This is the emblem of the Ku Klux Klan. It's called a Mayoka, mysterious emblem of a Klansman. When we was in Iraq, we used something called the Scout Sniper flag, and we actually took it from Adolf Hitler, and the same flag, the SS flag, and Scout Sniper is what that means to me. But I just like the flag because it looks good. But the SS Scout Sniper in Iraq and stuff, we used that flag.
This stuff reminds me a lot of my Marine Corps brothers, because when I got out of service and everything, I didn't have anything. When I come back, I had something I could, get into, back into my people and back into my brothers and stuff like that. And I didn't have that. So this is my medication. The Klan is my medication. It soothes me in a lot of ways.
We can't allow the Ku Klux Klan to claim that they're just a benevolent organization of drinking buddies or something like that. They are, in fact, the continuators of the same kind of criminal organization that has always existed. They stand for white supremacy, terrorism, and murder.
In a Memphis park, I meet Lorenzo and Janina Irvin, two black activists who want to show me the city's latest racial flashpoint.
This is a statue of Nathan Bedford Forrest, who was the head of the Ku Klux Klan, the first Grand Wizard of the Ku Klux Klan during and after the Civil War for about 15 years. He's a highly controversial figure. He's seen to be the worst kind of war criminal and worst kind of racist.
As well as condoning the massacre of 300 black soldiers after they surrendered during the Civil War, Nathan Bedford Forrest was one of the South's richest slave traders. This park was named after him, but now the city of Memphis has decided to rename it, along with two other parks honoring the Confederacy.
It would be wrong for us to change the name of their parks, just like it's wrong for them to do that. And nobody can call themselves a Klansman if you won't be up there defending that. Because that's the man that fought for the Klan. That's the man that fought for Southern people. You can't call yourself a white person and not want to go up there and at least stand there and support that and be proud of what that man did, you know.
This is a majority black city, at least 63% African American. 65%. The fact that this statue is here in a majority black city is an outrage.
But the park's renaming soon sparked a reaction among white supremacists.
So the next thing we hear in the news is that the Klan has decided, okay, we don't like this, we're going to have a protest. So in February, they submitted their request for a permit to hold a rally, a protest downtown at the county courthouse.
On the day of the Klan's protest rally, tensions are running high. An overwhelming security force made it hard to see the Klan and impossible to hear them. It wasn't hard to hear the voices of their critics.
I think it is the end of an era for the Klan. I hope. It's taken a long time. And this may be kind of a last-ditch effort or stand.
They had just about 4 or 5 different types of police task force here. Complete waste of time, complete waste of the city's money, complete waste of our tax dollars.
Does the Klan worry you at all in Memphis?
Not at all. Not at all.
Right.
They don't worry me at all. Just diminished. It's all but diminished.
That went good. I think everything went wonderful.
Do you feel you got your message across?
Oh, very much so, very much so. They had them separated a little bit too far from us, but for the most part, I think it went well. We came, and that's all that mattered. And we're going to have some more fun here in a minute. When you light a cross, you signify that Christ, Jesus Christ, is the light of the world. It is not to terrorize people. It's not to do anything like that. That's all it's for. Where's my hat at, brother?
Klansmen, you accept the light?
Klansmen, I accept the light.
Y'all make a circle around the cross. Klansmen, you accept the light?
Klansmen, I accept the light.
Klansmen, you accept the light?
Klansmen, I accept the light.
Klansmen, left, face! Klansmen, march! Klansmen for God! For God! Klansmen for Mississippi! Mississippi! Klansmen for the Ku Klux Klan! For the Ku Klux Klan! Klansmen approach the cross! And I turn you back on the cross. Klansmen, behold the fiery cross, still brilliant. All the troubled history failed to quench its hollow flame.
Beautiful cross lighting. It's very emotional. It's a feeling that you can't explain.
It just lights your soul, and you know, it makes you want to reach out and spread Christianity more to our race and into the whole world.
You have to be as one. If you're white, you're my brother and sister, as long as you ain't a race mixer.
I'm very happy with the turnout we had, and I think the movement is growing. I think we're going to just grow into the masses, is what I think.
White power! White power! White power! White power! White power!
In some shape or form, the Klan will be here forever. Always.